No matter how great your products are, online shoppers won't know about them without exceptional visuals. Let me tell you about a free solution to this problem in this episode of Ask Printful. Hi, I'm Elizabeth. Good product visuals can help you increase sales and build better relationships with your customers. But we know that not everyone has the means to create stunning images. In this episode of Ask Printful, we'll chat with one of our in-house photographers, Tim, about the importance of product visuals and how you can find free, high-quality images for your products on Printful.com. Can you tell me a bit about product visuals in general?
So product visuals are the way that customers are going to interact with the things that you're selling online. Mainly, that's how they're going to see and understand what the products are, and it's your first chance to start building trust with your customers by showing really high quality and accurate representations of your products and making sure that when the customer receives their order, it's going to match what they understand that they've bought. And that's why we put so much work into providing all those visuals for people to use in Printful.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. And you mentioned that we do a lot to help with that. Are there any free visuals that we offer?
Yeah, we've got actually a couple of different kinds of visuals that we offer. The first and main option that we provide is mock-ups for your store. They go into your storefront. They're the main way that people will see the products. And a mock-up is basically a composite image where we will shoot a photo of a blank product, you upload your design, and we'll stick them together and you get like a final image that comes out the other end.
And what kinds of mock-ups do we offer? Is there different types or something?
So we've got like three main types of mock-ups, broadly speaking. The first one is products by themselves, things like flat lay images, or we do a lot of like apparel on the clothes hanger kind of thing. And that's really useful for when you want to display your whole catalog in the store and you're going to have lots of pictures next to each other where you can just clearly communicate your design on the product. The second type is the product on models. You can use it also for the catalog stuff, but it gives a little bit of a different response, like where the product only shots are kind of communicating just clearly your design and what the product is. The product on model is getting more of an emotional response from your customer. It shows how it fits. It allows the customer to kind of imagine themselves wearing the product and put themselves in that place. And the third type is the product details and product spec mock-ups. And these are something that's becoming really popular to have online now because it gives another opportunity for that trust building with your customer. And it's showing things like the texture of the fabric, or if there's some like special high quality seams on the products or things like that. And one particular popular one that we're working on at the moment is the product spec mock-up, which has like little bubbles that highlight different details about the product so you can really show that off.
And is there anything else besides mock-ups that we offer?
Yeah, so other kinds of visuals that we have also is our production footage. There's a section on our website where you can go and download photos and videos that it can either just show some images of the blank product. We also have product showcases on there, which are small video clips where people just show off the way a product fits. It's similar to the mock-ups, but with the movement, so it helps even give more realism to your products on it. Or it can be kind of behind the scenes, look at the way products are made. So that's another really useful tool for not so much on your product listings, but for building the identity of your store and having more of a communication channel with your customers to give them more confidence in your store and your brand. So it gives them the idea that you've got this whole back end supporting your store.
And that's all free?
Yep, that's all available for free.
And if I was a store owner, where would I use any kinds of like production footage in particular?
If you're going to have like an About Me page on your store to kind of describe what you're doing, that production footage can be great there for the like fulfillment kind of style shots. The first is just generally in marketing campaigns. It really helps to build trust with your customers to show that kind of behind the scenes look at the way your products are made. Also, it's really important to keep video marketing in mind because customers are much more likely to be convinced by a video of a product than by a photo or some text. And also videos get shared much more often on social media than other forms. Also, you can download all of these videos and different production footage items and edit them any way that you like. So they come with blank products in them, but you're free to adjust it to your own needs. As long as it's still being used in association with Printful products, then you can do whatever you want, basically. I guess the last thing is that if you do want to make more of a specialized brand voice with your production footage, we do have other services that also cater to that, which are not free services, but offer you much more customization in terms of the content you'll get.
All right, and what kind of services do we offer exactly?
So we've got photography and video services, specifically for media. There are also others that you can find online for like the design services, but in terms of actually making visuals that you can use in your campaigns, then the photo and video services are pretty cool.
So before we move on, do you have any tips for our customers who might want to try their hand at product photography themselves?
Yep, we've actually got a little setup ready to go, so we can go and have a look at that, and we can go through some things like in person as we do it.
Great, that sounds awesome.
What we've done is made like kind of a home setup you could easily reproduce like in the living room. So this is called a seamless background. You can see we've like curved the paper up the wall. This is just made out of like sheets of paper. You can get it from a craft store. But what we're trying to do basically is get rid of the line where a table joins a wall. So you can see in the picture here, like it just transitions smoothly up. We've set up next to a window. That's going to be our light source because it's quite a large space where the light is coming from, and it makes it nice and soft. So we don't get like super hard shadows on anything. We're using a phone to take the picture. This is a bit of an older iPhone, but one thing that we can see straight away is like, it's got quite a wide camera on it. So I think we should go ahead and zoom that in a little bit. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, all right. Are you going to walk me through it?
Yeah, so let's just like get rid of all the yellow basically. The phone should be nice and centered, a little bit of space above and below because we can crop it again later if we want. Now, it looks kind of cool already, but you can see like down this side of it, it's quite dark. So I think what we'll do is just add a reflector in. So what we're going to use is just a piece of white, this is called foam core. If you look at it now, that dark side of the bottle has just really lifted up. We've got a nice highlight in the lid at the top and just a much more even exposure. And now we're shooting on blue paper here because it looks nice, but you definitely could also just do this with white. What we could do then is just kind of style it and theme it a little bit. So first thing probably that I would try to do for this is just take the lid out. That's going to give us just like a little detail shot. Your customers will be able to learn a little bit more about it.
Like that?
Then we could amp it up a little bit more. You could put some props in. We've got like a little plant in the corner here. Can be nice to just like trail some leaves through.
Like that?
Yep, and even further away from it. Obviously, it works best if we can try to use props that are like thematically linked with the design. So if you're doing a coffee cup, you might put coffee beans coming through the front. Like the great thing about this is that it packs up easily, goes out of the way. There's not a lot of investment in it, but you really want something to hold your camera still. In our case, we're using a little stand. You can get these from Amazon or I don't know, Best Buy has probably got something like this. You can even just set your phone on the table and just lean it against something. If you want to experiment with doing like bigger setups, you can always rent lights and stands and things and play with it.
Okay, that sounds surprisingly doable.
This is a really good way to kind of get your photos that will set you apart from the rest of the people who are using the service. But again, if you have a go at this and you find that it's not quite giving you the results that you want and you want a bit of help with it, then get in touch with our photo and video services and we can help out as well.
Links for that in the description.
In the description,
as always.
yeah.
All right, so let's say I want to use the photography service, seeing as you're a photographer. Do I need to do anything beforehand? Do I need to put together a Pinterest mood board or something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So the more information that you can bring to the team when you're kind of setting out on your campaign, the easier it is to get great results out of it, basically. So if you come with a really clear idea of what your target audience is going to be, like what kind of style you want for the pictures, maybe you've also done a lot of research on your competitors and you collect up some example images, the kind of poses and attitude that you like, making sure that those things match up with your products that you're going to use. All of that just gives us a really clear base of like, this is where we're going to start from and this is how we're going to reach your goals. It's the same as anything really. Like if you have a clear idea of where you want to get to, it's much easier to get there.
Another very, very important aspect of visuals and especially of product visuals is diversity in models. So what do we do and what have we been doing to get better at it, for our customers?
100% agree. Like diversity is a big focus for us, especially in our product visuals. We know that our visuals are used everywhere, so they have to represent everywhere. It's something that our teams are putting a lot of work into all the time. We're constantly updating our mock-ups and adding new options to popular products. When we're releasing new products, we're trying to do a much better job of making sure that we start with better diversity available now. I think at the moment we have something like 300, bit more than 300 products in our catalog, and that's always growing. There's always new things coming out. So it's definitely been a process that we're working through, like trying to make sure we keep up with the new products coming out as well as support our old products. We need to make sure that all of our visuals for all of our products are representative, but we're adding something like 100 new mock-ups a month at the moment. So, the teams are working hard to make sure we're keeping up with that. We've actually come a long way in addressing that and making sure that when we're launching products, we've got more of those options available, and it doesn't stop. We're always going for more.
That concludes our episode with Tim. I hope you found this video useful. Remember to check out our free production footage. I'll link it in the description below. If you have any questions you'd like to see answered in our future videos, let us know in the comments below. See ya!